How can betrayal trauma show up in your life, especially in the context of new relationships? You've left somebody and because they cheated on you, and now you're started dating again. And what type of things should you be on the lookout for to make sure they don't potentially ruin that new relationship? The biggest one is lack of trust. You're going to have to learn how to trust from a place of courage and confidence in yourself, not on the unknowable certainty that you're looking the other person to provide. There's a very good chance there's a lot of loving and trustable people out there, but there's no 100% guarantee that anybody will never betray your trust again. And so the confidence that you have will have to come from you. So lack of trust is a big one to look out for. Um, Sensitivity to any type of privacy is something that goes along with that. So anything from if someone's just on their phone and they kind of tilt it away, even a little bit, it might have been subconscious. When you get closer to them, that could be something where you start to like freak out. Just know that most of the time, unless it's like repeated behavior, it's probably just something that happened to happen. Fear of abandonment is really real. And this can show up both in the relationship and also in trying to begin a relationship, because fear of abandonment leads to clinginess and codependency, which are in general very non-attractive traits in the dating world. And so you don't want to fall into that because that can show up sooner than you expect. Comparison, just in general, because you're like, okay, what makes up a cheater is what you tend to think. And so you start comparing like, oh, well, my ex who cheated on me did this. My new partner is doing this. Therefore, they're going to be a cheater too. It's not sound logic. So just make sure you don't fall into that trap. Emotional distance is a huge, huge thing too. Just not being able to open up fully because you feel like last time you did that, you were opening yourself up and they took all of that and twisted your heart and took advantage of it. And so you're afraid to do that again. And just that's something to be aware of. If you need to open up slower, a good partner will recognize that that's a process you need to go through. But obviously, you also want to be aware of their needs as well. That if they're opening up a lot and you're not, you need to at the very least talk to them and explain what's going. Hypervigilance, fear of commitment, intimacy, sex. Like these are all other things that can come up as well. And so I would need to make, for those two last ones especially, probably a detailed video on those topics. But just be aware of these, be on the lookout. If you notice these in your relationship that you're in right now, definitely start doing work on them, because you definitely don't want to burn through romantic prospects by trying to figure this all out on the fly. If you're already in a relationship with someone who genuinely seems like a good person that you want to love, like, do not waste any time. Start working on these types of things right now. Begin the work today of unpacking that trauma.